On today's video, we're going to talk about the Tennessee State ID, all of its features, and what you need to do to spot a fake Tennessee ID, starting right now. Hey everybody, my name is Perry. I'm a nightlife security professional as well as director of security at a large Phoenix nightclub. Here at BouncerTips, we talk about tips, tricks, and we talk about the tools that we use here in the nightlife security industry. If this is the type of content that you're interested in, please consider hitting that subscribe button. Also make sure you hit that little notification bell so you get updates of future content. Now here at BouncerTips, I really do enjoy interacting with the people that subscribe to my channel. Now if you hit that subscribe button, leave a little comment in the comment section so I can personally welcome you to the channel. Now I realize it's been a little while since I've done an ID breakdown, and there's a reason for that. In 2018, a lot of the states throughout the country changed over their IDs and actually changed the designs, incorporated some new features, and we'll get into those as I get those IDs coming in and we'll get those information out there to you. But one state that didn't change their ID in 2018 is Tennessee. And we're going to talk a little bit today about the Tennessee ID, some things to look for, and ways to find those fake IDs out there. So let's get started. The very first feature you need to be aware of is Tennessee uses an overlay system, meaning that in their IDs they incorporate an overlay over the top of the printed material. And when you have an overlay like this one, what you can do is what I like to call the bend test. And the bend test is simply taking the ID and just bending it between your fingers to make sure that it doesn't crease in the center of the ID. Now when you have a fake ID, you'll actually, if you do that same bend test, you'll notice that it will crease in the center of the ID. The laminate will start peeling away from the backing of the material, and you'll notice that it will crease along the center. Now you might have to put a little pressure on it. Don't bend too much so you bend it in half, but put a little pressure on there to see if it comes up at all. Another thing to look for on the lamination of the ID is that it's laminated on both sides of the ID. Both the front and the back have lamination on it. And what allowed me to find this particular fake ID is there was no laminate across the back. So if it doesn't have any laminate across the back, chances are you're dealing with a fake. The second thing you'll notice on the Tennessee ID is it incorporates two different images. You've got the main image and you've got the ghost image over here. The difference between the two should be quite clear. The ghost image should not be as clear as the main picture. It should be a little bit more opaque. Should be a little bit blurrier than the main picture on the ID. So that's the first thing to look for on it. A second thing you should look for on both images is behind the picture, there should be a pattern that you see that runs across the whole ID. Both those pictures should have that pattern in it. So it should be behind the head of the main picture as well as on the ghost image. And it's a different pattern. It's kind of a figure 8 diamonds crossing pattern that's basically aligned throughout the whole background of the ID, and you'll want to make sure that that's showing up in both pictures. If it's not there, you're probably dealing with a fake ID. The third thing to be aware of on the Tennessee ID is they incorporate OVDs, or optically varied devices, and here they use the form of holographs. These are two-dimensional holographs throughout most of the ID. There's a star pattern that actually morphs into the state of Tennessee. There's the state seal. Across the front of the picture, it actually says Tennessee. So there's a lot of different OVDs that they put on the front of it. But what allowed me to catch this particular fake ID is the state seal. On the original ID, the state symbol, which is over the picture here, is a three-dimensional holograph, meaning that the background as well is a holographic image, as well as the outside seal. On the fake ID on the state seal, all it is a two-dimensional image, meaning that they didn't have any background or depth to the picture of the state seal. And it's quite noticeable once you actually compare the two together. Fourth feature that the Tennessee ID incorporates, and it's quite honestly all over the ID, is microprinting. You're going to find microprinting in many different areas on this ID, and you need to have some sort of magnifying glass at your station to make sure that you're looking for all those little details that are out there. I'll go over and explain some of the details that are out there. Across the very top of the ID, just below the mountain setting and the picture of the Tennessee skyline, you're going to see some microprinting, and that actually will all be printed, and it will actually run into the main photo of the picture on the front of the ID. So you need to make sure that that microprinting is visible and actually runs all the way into the photograph. So there's some overlap printing there as well that you need to be on the lookout for. The second area is all across the bottom. All these lines down in this area down here are actually microprinting, saying the volunteer state. So you'll need to keep an eye out that this area down here has clear microprinting. And also through the background, there's all kinds of ribbons going through this background. And inside that ribbon, there's writing that says the volunteer state or the state of Tennessee throughout the whole ID. Another feature that is incorporated on this ID is that they have the date of birth on both the front and the back side of the ID. They have the date of birth by the picture up here, and they also have it written in the very back on the corner of the back side of the ID right here. Before we get into the final feature that you need to look for on the Tennessee ID, I just want to take a few moments to congratulate Joshua Davis, who was the winner of the $50 Amazon gift card that I gave away on my video for my 2019 goals. So Joshua, if you're watching this video, make sure you leave a little note in the comment section letting me know that you're actually here, and we'll start the correspondence so I can get that Amazon gift card to you. Congratulations again, Joshua. Now on to the final feature that you'll need to keep an eye out for, and you'll need a UV flashlight to find this particular feature. Now holding the UV light to the ID, you'll notice that there's a little flower in the very background that you'll be able to see. It's very faint, but with a proper UV flashlight, you should be able to find that. And the UV flashlight needs to be in the 395 nanometer range to make sure you're able to find that UV symbol. Now, if you're looking for a UV flashlight that falls in that range, I have a few listed on my website. So go to www.BouncerTipsTV.com and you'll be able to find some flashlights that fit inside that range at different price ranges. So if you do end up purchasing one of those flashlights on my website, it actually is an affiliate link, which means the channel will get a little bit of money, but it won't cost you anything. So I just want to let you know that if you do purchase something, there is going to be a little bit of money coming towards the channel, and it will be greatly appreciated. So there were the features that you need to find a Tennessee fake ID. So if you would, hit that subscribe button, follow me on Twitter and Instagram. If you want to learn more about the nightlife security industry, click this link right here, and you've just been taken beyond the ropes. Have a great day, everybody.